my beautiful brothers and sisters of Earth. And I wanted to wish you all a Happy New Year. I always love New Year's because I love what it represents. I love that it gives us a chance for rebirth. It is a symbol of our progress, of comparing where we were last year to this year, as well as giving us new hope to construct and design and be who we want to be this year. In this video, I want to talk about how to make 2017 your best year yet. I know for a lot of us, 2016 was a pretty challenging and trying year. I think that 2016 was a year for the collective consciousness to come together and surface a lot of the things that have been destroying humanity. We can see this reflected just in how much chaos ensued after the US election. So now that we've gone through the destructive process of rebirthing, now it's time to nourish our souls, to plant those seeds so that way this time next year, when we look back, we can be happy and smile and feel proud of how far we've come and how much work we've not only done on the individual level, but on the universal level. Instead of focusing all of our attention on a to-do list of resolutions, I really want to focus on the art of letting go and to show you how you can as well. When others hear the term letting go, they often think that it means doing nothing. I want to show you that the art of letting go is a balance between action and inaction. We want to find a nice balance between going out and pursuing things and also sitting back and putting our trust in the divine. I see it as the universe wants to give us everything, but it also doesn't want to enable us. It wants us to meet it halfway. So here are the top 4 things which we should learn to let go of this year. Number 1, the most important one. We need to learn to let go of negative self-talk and to let go of our insecurity or doubt of our self-worth. Every day we want to practice waking up and believing in ourselves. For some silly reason, so many of us humans struggle with the idea of being good enough, as if whatever we need to achieve to be accepted is right around the corner. But we have to realize we're perfect right now. We have gifts to share with the world right now. And we have to learn confidence in ourselves and in our interactions with others. Because if we're not feeling confident and positive and happy, all of our other goals will probably fall through. They're not sustainable. That's why you always hear of people setting these ridiculous goals to lose all this weight as one of their New Year's resolutions, yet they don't focus on nurturing and being nice to themselves. This is why there truly are people out there who go on these crazy strict diets and exercise regimens, yet the weight won't come off. But other people will start to get in a practice of meditation and self-love, and they don't even really have to go on a diet or do anything extraneous, and the weight just falls off of them. So why is that? What spiritual weight are you carrying around with you that's preventing you from being where you want to be? 9 times out of 10, it's your own inner self-talk. And that's why every morning, the first thing I do when I wake up, after thanking the Divine Creator for being here and for another beautiful day to live, is that I look in the mirror while I'm getting ready and I tell myself that I love myself. I say, "Eryn, you are so beautiful and I love you. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And it feels kind of silly at first, I have to admit, but again, we're reprogramming our minds because it can take some time to undo those insecurities and to undo those inner voices that have been on repeat, telling you that you're not good enough, or telling you that you're ugly, or telling you that you're not worth love. Number 2 that we have to let go of is toxic relationships. Does anybody come to mind when I bring this up? Maybe it's a partner, friend, family member. We need to let these things go. If they're not serving us and our soul or higher purpose, then we're just carrying around these people as extra baggage. And you're also not assisting them in their own spiritual journey if you are doing the same to them, if you're being a burden to them. Yes, we must learn to love everybody, but that doesn't mean we have to give away all of our energy towards those who don't even see the beauty in us. How I always determine whether a particular relationship is toxic or healthy is asking myself, is my relationship with this person nourishing my soul, or is it draining me? After I hang out with them, do I feel energized, ready for life, and inspired to pursue my passions? Or do I feel like there's this dark cloud hanging over me, kind of negative, kind of icky about myself? You want friends and partnerships that push you and challenge you to grow as a person. You want them to inspire you and know that they, in their own journeys, are always striving to be a better version of themselves. Is this person keeping you in the same cycle of self-destructive behavior? Or are they encouraging you to learn more about who you truly are? So, number 3 of things to let go of. Toxic habits. And habits can range from all kinds of things such as drug addictions, food addictions. It really depends on the individual. What may be medicinal and therapeutic to me may be totally toxic to you, and vice versa. So I'm not here to tell you to stop smoking weed. I'm not here to tell you to stop drinking. But you have to ask yourselves, again, is this enriching my life, or is this draining me? Is this preventing me from reaching a certain goal? Other examples of toxic habits include too much gossip. Do you find yourself viewing the world and talking about other people in a positive light? Or do you feel like you're constantly analyzing their flaws? Because let me tell you, toxic thoughts and emotions around people are just as bad, if not worse, than toxic junk food. I can tell you right now that eating a slice of cake every now and then is way healthier for you than eating perfectly but being stressed out all the time or always talking negatively about others. We have to treat our mind and our body like the divine temple it is. But also we have to be gentle with ourselves. That there are going to be times where we screw up. There are going to be times where we cheat on our diet, or we get a little too angry too quickly when we don't mean to. So we also have to learn forgiveness. Part of giving up toxic habits is giving up how we treat ourselves in a bad way, in a way we don't desire. So, number 4 of things we need to let go of. We need to let go of fear of the future and fear of our own power. Now, we've talked about this. All we have is this now moment. It's so easy to get distracted with our thoughts thinking about, well, how am I going to pay rent next week? Or what if I wake up tomorrow and this person doesn't love me anymore? But don't you see, we're taking away from the beauty of this now moment. And our brain and our body perceive these fantasies sometimes as real. And that's why even thinking about them can cause anxiety and therefore very physiological responses. You've heard the saying, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Know that up to this point you've made it, right? Chances are you've been fully fed and fully housed and fully clothed and definitely loved, even if you couldn't perceive it. So what is there to worry about the future? Especially as I look around me, I'm inspired and motivated because I see so many of my fellow humans waking up. So that makes me excited for my future. And I know that the more work I do on the individual level, the more it will reflect on the physical level. And that's quite amazing. I can just feel it in my bones that this will be a year of enlightenment. That we'll look around and see the biggest example of the evolvement of human consciousness than ever before. When we have moments of doubt or worry, we should always remember to bring it to the now moment. To know that we are completely safe and secure and supported and so infinitely loved. The more we let go, the more we are shown that we can trust, that we can take a free fall and still be saved. I wish you a beautiful new year of blessings, of happiness, of joy, and of abundance. Even with all of the craziness going on around us, we always must remember who we are. And that is a spiritual being having a human experience. So there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to fear. I thank you for joining me for another episode, and I'd like to hear from you. What are some of your New Year's resolutions? What are some things you'd like to let go of? Let me know in a comment below. Thank you.